time as it develops for us. Now to our top story, a box of puppies is jumping for joy after being rescued from the side of the road. Animal Allies in Duluth calling it a Christmas miracle after 5 puppies were found in a box. A driver just happened to pull over and check what it was, and they found those pups, and those dogs were then taken to Animal Allies in Duluth. According to staff, other than being slightly skinny, they are in all good health. One is being watched after having some seizures, though. With these new pups, staff are now focusing on a new 2025 goal.
Our biggest goals for 2025 is just making sure the community is educated and understands what goes into surrendering a pet, and that, we're not here to judge folks. We want to help.
Staff at Animal Allies say they are continuing to monitor those pups and hope they have them ready for adoption sometime soon. Tonight, an investigation